Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today we're using the new wreath form for Easter from the Dollar Tree. It's in the shape of an Easter egg, and we're using the Nadia method. Let's get started.
For today's wreath, I'm going to be using this Deco mesh from the Dollar Tree. It has the three colors, the pink, yellow, and purple. I have 6 rolls. I think it should be more than enough for this wreath. And so let me show you the wreath form. This is the first time Dollar Tree has gotten this egg wreath form, and it is 16 inches in height, about 11.5 inches in width. It has 4 rows, and we're going to be using the middle 2 today. I'm going to be using the Nadia method for this wreath, and I thought that would be a good idea because the bows will keep the shape of the egg really nicely. And now the details on our Deco mesh. Our Deco mesh is 6 inches by 5 yards. We're going to be cutting our Deco mesh into 12-inch strips, and it's going to give us 15 bows per roll. The pipe cleaners I'm going to be using are these silver ones, and I thought it would be just fine. This Deco mesh does have silver in it, and besides, it's not going to show anyway. But I'm going to be using these. Of course, all pipe cleaners are 12 inches long, so if you cut them in half, they're going to give you 6-inch little strips. And if you're having issues with your hands, it might be easier for you to cut them in half. But I usually cut them into 1/3, which will take it down to 4 inches. Then I take my 4-inch sections and I make a little V. It's just easier when you're making the bow just to grab it and put it straight onto the bow. One of my favorite cutting mats is this one by Fiskars. I bought it on Amazon. I'll have the link in the description box, and it's in my Amazon shop. But I absolutely love it because this outer square is the 12 inches and it's perfect when I'm making my wreaths. Now let's make some zero fray Nadia method bows. We're going to grab one of our 12-inch strips, start walking it out until the endings are overlapping about 1 inch to 2 inches maximum. We're going to pinch on top and the bottom where it's overlapping. Hold the overlapping in the center as you bring your little strip down. We're going to hold with my left hand. I'm holding on top right here. With this hand, I'm going to bring it down, and we're just going to walk it up. With my thumb, I'm just holding the overlapping so it doesn't go anywhere as I bring it up. Going to turn it over. This is our smooth side. This is why I make the little V's. It's just easier. But here's our smooth sides. We're going to grab our pipe cleaner, put it over right here. I like to just pinch. With this other hand, I'm going to get everything out of the way, and I'm going to do 2 twists. And here is our bow. As far as the fraying, you have one side of the fraying right here in the back, and the other side of the fraying is actually inside one of our loops, and it's nice and secured. There you go. But you have a perfect little bow, no fraying. It's nice and tight, and it's ready to go on a wreath. Let's make another bow. Just walking it out, 1 inch to 2 inches maximum. Pinch on both ends, put it in the center, bring it down, hold on top. With my thumb, I'm going to hold it right here in the center as I'm kind of moving along. With this hand, we're just going to accordion it up. Pipe cleaner, smooth end. Bring it back, and we're going to give it 2 twists. There you go. And we have another little bow. One more. And it's time to start putting our little bows on our wreath. I have them all done. I still have more on the side here. And we're going to be using rows 2 and 3. And the way I like to do it is I like to zigzag, starting with the 3rd row from the inside, because this one is the longest one, and I'm just going to zigzag down. Do you have to zigzag? Not necessarily, but the reason I do is I feel like they fit in a little better when you zigzag. So once again, I'm going to give 2 twists in the back. Then I'm just going to fold this in half, just like this, and fold back. And it's all tucked in nice and smooth in the back. Once you start squishing everything up, if you have a stubborn little bow that doesn't want to kind of fold in, what I do is I take the tail from the next one and just put it on top of it and then just squish it back. I'm done with one section, and it's quite a big section. And you know what? I think if you actually try, you can get away with using 4 rolls. That's why I love the Nadia method, because we are packing them in and they're nice and tight here. And I think if 17 goes here, 17 goes here, maybe 17 goes here, then we can just have a few whatever left over in here. And this could be a 4 roll kind of wreath, but I did cut up 5 already, so I'm really going to pack it in. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the bows on, and I will be right back. Next, I'm going to grab this little color your own decor, this cute little bunny, and it comes in a set of 2, and how adorable are these little bunnies. But I'm actually going to use the back side of one. And I'm going to start with giving it a paint of this pink. Now that our bunny is nice and dry, I'm grabbing some pearl stickers, and I get these at Walmart, and I'm just going to put them right along right here. Now that the pearls are on, I'm going to grab some Mod Podge. And the reason I'm doing this is this wreath is going to my mom, and she is going to have it on her, front door. So I want to make sure that, first of all, these pearls stay in place. And this is chalk paint. I want to make sure that the paint stays in place. And we're just going to give it a nice coat here. Over the pearls is fine. It'll dry nice and clean, and it won't be noticeable. But I am kind of going to go a little bit heavier in between the pearls right here, just because I do want it to really stick there. I'm going to set my bunny to dry, and we're going to make the bow. This bunny is just so adorable. So it's going to go in the corner right here. And for the bow, I'm thinking of this purple and this ribbon from the Dollar Tree that has little eggs on it. My mom likes purple, so that's why I decided to do that. And I like to have the wreath itself when I'm doing bows, because you kind of want to measure how long you want the tail to be and stuff like that. As far as whichever ribbon you start with, go with the one that has the most contrast with your wreath. So of course this one has more contrast, or stands out more, might be another way of putting it, than the purple one. So I'm going to start with the white one. I want it to be possibly even this long. Longer is better, because I can always adjust that. And I'm just going to make a simple bow. You don't want to make it too big either. There you go. And I'm just going to use hot glue to just dab right there where it's connecting. And make sure your tails are facing down. Now the purple one, you're just going to play off of this one. And before I even do that, I'm going to grab a piece to go around. And the purple one is a grosgrain ribbon. Dab right there, and face the tails down. Even though we're going to go around, the purple's taking over. Even though it's going to kind of, we're going to see the white. I think I'm going to do another layer of the white on top of the purple. We bring these two together. We're going to make the third one a little bit smaller. These eggs are starting to look like polka dots to me. Now that I put this one over, we're not going to use this piece. I'm going to grab some of the purple and just hot glue it to the back. Wait a little bit. For bows that are kind of bulky, I like to wait for the first one to dry just a little bit. That way you can feel comfortable bringing it back and tightening it up. I'm going to grab another piece of purple and just tie it. Just make a knot. I just want the center to be a little bit more interesting. I just felt like it was a little too wide here and I needed some dimension. And now you got a super cute little bow. Before I hot glued that, I'm just grabbing some floral wire real quick and then doing that last loop. I'm ready to attach. This floral wire is super thin, so I'm just going to go around my deco mesh here and tie it. I know I have a big piece, but that's okay. I absolutely love it. That's kind of what I had in mind when I was doing the bow. So I think that's going to be super cute. Now we just need to add the bunny right here. And I'm going to attach the wire to the bunny, what I consider to be an old-fashioned method. I got my floral wire, and now what you want to get is either fabric or felt. I like using felt because the heat of the hot glue really melts the felt in to whatever you're hot gluing it to. And so this is a piece of wood. I think it'll be really good. First, going to hot glue the felt, laying the wire over the felt, and then I'm putting another piece of felt over it. But as I said, you could do this with fabric, you could do this with anything, but when you do this, I'm telling you, this thing is going nowhere. I'm all done, but I decided to put a little tail on the bunny. I feel like it needs it. A good dollop of hot glue so our little cottontail stays in place. How cute is that?